up, you beautiful collectors and action figure fans? It's the one and only Optibottoms coming to you with another video review. If you're an old subscriber, thanks for coming back. If you're a new one though, welcome. Before you leave, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and bell notification so that you get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Siege Deluxe Class Barricade. For the package, you got that Transformers text with the Generation logo. You got that open window that fully showcases the figure. The side here has a pretty cool artistic image of Barricade running through a battle scene or something. The opposite side, very familiar image that we've seen time and time again with the Ark taking off of Cybertron. Come around to the back of the package, you can see that he transforms in 14 steps with images of him in his robot as well as his vehicle mode. And then, of course, you can use these little guys because they're just, the regular post and hole thing. So if you want to use these, obviously you can. And hey, look, it illustrates it right there. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Barricade open up out of its packaging and obviously in his vehicle mode. Now, I want to say that this is the fourth use of this particular mode that we've gotten. The first one being Prowl, then we got Blue Streak, and then we got Smokescreen. I might have that order reversed, but this is basically a direct repaint of Smokescreen. And while we did kind of sort of get Barricade back in the very early days with some of the comic books, it wasn't until the 2007 Transformer movie that really made Barricade popular. And this is mostly an homage to that. What I will say though is that the color scheme on this is probably the best of the four that we've gotten. This really does look terrific. Obviously, primarily done in this black plastic. You've got a gorgeous translucent purple up here, but you can also see this really nice gunmetal gray going through the middle section, then coming around here to the back. I mean, that really does look gorgeous. That same purple translucent bit here is done for the tires, but because of the dark element that's behind it, it really does a good job of kind of blending in, mostly like in the top section here. And then when you look at the bottom, you get a little bit of that lightness. So really does look cool. Obviously, you have the white section on the door with some Cybertronian that says, "Hello, I'm Barricade." He does have some of that battle damage. This is probably the best that I've seen in a long time. This is just all you have. You got this very nice silver dry brush on both sides, which looks really cool. I never really complained too much about it, but the battle damage when it's done subtly looks really good, and I think this does. You got an absolute gorgeous Decepticon logo there in the front, some nice silver for the headlights, nothing here in the back section. But you can see that he comes with the light bar that came with Prowl, and then these two guns that can plug right up in the top section here that come with Smokescreen. These are really nice as well. It's done in a very light purplish gray color, which I think looks terrific. You can combine these just by bringing them to the top like so, and then you have the little holes or the handle section right there that comes together that you can use this as a weapon. More than likely, this is what I will use because unfortunately it doesn't come with any other gun, which I think kind of stinks. You can take this, obviously. You could put that here in the bottom, I guess, to kind of help hold it together some. Squeeze that in there, and then you could have them hold on to this. Maybe rotate that around. Yeah, I don't know. You can put it on the top section here, but because you got two holes right there, it's going to be off-centered either way. So I don't know. I do wish he came with a separate gun so that you can kind of leave these on the shoulders. It's not that big of a deal because Barricade, to me, didn't have those in the movie or anything, and while these are nice, I do prefer this just as one solid weapon. But overall, again, gorgeous looking car when you take all this stuff off. Very sleek, very Cybertronian. I do really love the color that you have on here with like the black and then that gunmetal gray, and that dark purple looks gorgeous. One thing I'll say is I only have one version of this mold. I only have Prowl. I haven't gotten Smokescreen or Blue Streak, but this guy rolls a lot better than Prowl does. These tires roll very freely, whereas if you remember in my review of Prowl, these had a harder time rolling around, so that was definitely unfortunate, but I'm happy to say that this is improved. Come around to the bottom, you can see basically robot stuff. So again, I'm very happy with the mold of the figure, but in terms of the coloration, I do really think that this is the best look that we've gotten so far. Now, first transformation, I am going to go ahead and skip it because we have seen it before. It is fairly simple to do, as all of these Siege figures really kind of are. So utilizing that good old-fashioned Optibotimus movie magic, we're going to go from Barricade looking like this to looking like this. And again, mostly just a repaint, but it works really, really well. When you transform, you get a little bit more of this purplish gray color showing through, as it makes up the majority of his body parts, like the arms, the thighs, the torso area. But the color does really look good here as well. That head sculpt, as I said, is a just repaint of Smokescreen, so you can do that. As I was talking, you can take these and you can plug these in here, give those a good little push to get those going all the way down. This is kind of how Smokescreen looked. So look, I'm kind of sort of doing a Smokescreen review as well. And then this, you know, it is what it is. I'm just going to probably leave it on the back here. But I mean, I do really, like I said, love the mold for this. I think that it is very fun, and it works for Barricade. Granted, you know, he's kind of like a classics representation of that movie version, which, you know, some people may not necessarily like him being in this because the Siege line is kind of G1 inspired, I guess, but it is what it is. But as you can see, like I talked about, you get more of the purplish gray coming through. You get a little bit more exposure of that translucent purple section here on the side of his legs. That looks really very nice. The rest of the details are pretty much the same. You get a little triangle thing right there. Just a solid figure. I mean, if you're a fan of the movie verse and you want to add him to your classics display, without a doubt, this guy looks good in it. For his articulation, the head is on a ball joint, but you're not going to get a lot of up and down or anything. It's mostly just going to go left and right for you, but real nice detail with there. The crest on his head has this nice purple color. You got the tan copper color for the rest of the face, red eyes, real good detail there. Come down to the shoulders, you can move those all the way around. The wings here in the back kind of get in the way, so you'd have to move those. Hinges in and out, has this whole like rotation thing, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Rotates at the upper part of the bicep, bends at the elbow itself. He does rotate at the wrist, does also rotate at the waist. You got ball joints here for the hips, or no, those aren't ball joints, those are actually like universal joints right there. So forward and back, in and out. You got a nice rotation at the upper part of the thigh. I like how it's kind of hidden on the inside there so that it doesn't break that sculpt up right there. That looks really nice. Really nice deep bend at the knee as kind of part of the transformation for him. You can move the ankles forward and back, and then you can also tilt them really far out for some ninja poses if you can get him to stand. So he can do the splits. So, I mean, all that articulation is the same as Prowls and all the other figures of that. So really very happy with this. Ultimately, I don't think I'm going to keep him in my collection simply because I do have a tendency to want my Siege figures to represent their G1 counterparts. And while this is a good figure, for me, I want a Barricade that looks like how he did in the movie. I mean, the color scheme here does kind of flow with that, but I want a Barricade to look like the movie. So that being said, I still do recommend him, especially if you're a Barricade fan. So if you're looking for him, he is hitting various retail locations right now. Or as always, you can keep it really simple for yourself and just go to online places such as Big Bad Toy Store. For that and other options, I'll put a link down in the video description where you can go to him and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it, guys, if you would do one small thing for me. And that is just to simply hit that thumbs up button. That one very small gesture that takes like a half a second to do really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really appreciate it. Also, a huge thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this review. Another way that you can really help support my channel is making sure that you watch the video all the way through. And if you did that, thank you. I'd also like to send a huge shout out to all of my patrons who, through their continued support, now more than ever help to make reviews like this possible. And finally, remember, grow wise, grow strong, but never grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.
You got the touch. You got